What's up, guys? It's your boy, Parrish Oglesby, with Uncut Gem. Hey, guys. We're gonna go on a ride. I got some things I want to say. I'm gonna cut the music down for a minute because this is big, and I'm gonna cut it back up because I gotta have some kind of background thing. I got a special guest to my right, your left, Mr. Real Estate himself, Mr. Mogul, Mr. Michael Haddock. Y'all give him a round of applause.
What's going on, good people?
Check this out. First and foremost, let's get everything taken care of. We're gonna get started in a minute. This is we're over a year anniversary. I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me, supporting us in this real estate game, but supporting the channel and every single thing that him and I do, what he does individually and what I do individually. Man, it's such a blessing. Here we are past a year anniversary. I'm making these videos because they are so important to me. This guy is one of my best friends. You know, he's my tail dog. I'm the head, he the tail, and we've been together going on 30 years. So we're going to kind of do an update. You know, last time, I think it was the first one I got started, we did an actual, he was my first interview, and I was so excited about it. It went over very well. So we're going to do another interview. I got some notes that he made for me to make sure I said the right thing and not the wrong thing like I always do. But before I get started, I also want to give a shout out to everybody who supported the last 3 or 4 videos. And my biggest video thus far in 1 year has been me divorcing the love of my life. Man, last time I looked, the numbers went crazy through the roof. Thank you guys for actually watching. Thank you guys for giving me those views. I'm going to be thanking you guys all this year for this, and I'm hoping that you do me a favor. Subscribe. I like the views. I love the comments. Please give me your comments. But I really would like, in addition to that, I would appreciate you guys subscribing, because the more subscribers I get, the bigger things get for me, the more things I can do for the community. So without further ado, my guy, Michael Haddock. I got a few questions.
First of all, let me start off by saying, it was very interesting when I saw that you had posted you were divorcing the love of your life. So I had a few people that called me, it's like, what P talking about, man? What P talking about? Yeah. And I knew that you weren't talking about what the obvious was that people thought you may be talking about. So when I watched the video, because he didn't tell me either exactly what it was, so I had to watch the video myself. And when you first started at the beginning of the video, I knew what you was talking about. But it was good play on words, and I think it went over really well. So congratulations on that video, bro.
Thank you, my man. Thank you, brother. I hope I don't have to always go to a play on words to get you guys to come, because I know people were wondering what happened to certain things and situations. And when you say divorcing the love of my life, if you haven't watched the video, go check it out. But do me a favor. I have a catalog now of video content that's out there that I've been putting out for a whole year. And if you can, do me a favor and go check it out. Some of them are, it's no more, none of them are an hour long, no more than probably, the longest one I probably did was 30 minutes. If you're on your way to work or whatever, all this is a channel for men, and it's all about positivity. It's ordinary men doing extraordinary things, just like my promos say. But let's get down to business, because this is enough about me. I got this guy coming in. He just flew in from Honolulu, coming down here to check me out. He's been all over the country, scoping real estate and doing the thing. But specifically, he does it 100% of the time in Nashville on his own. And he, throw me a few things with me. So he's doing multiple projects now. He's big dogging it. The market is hot. So I got a few questions that I want to address today. Number one, how's business in Cashville, Nashville?
It's crazy. If you guys been paying attention to the national scene, Nashville's like ranked number 10 as the biggest real estate market that's going on right now. As far as right now, I'm not saying as far as volume like a New York City or LA. I'm talking about as far as what's actually going on now, where people are buying real estate, moving to Nashville, doing that. So it's like ranked number 10 in the country. It's crazy, man. It's very busy. You come to Nashville with not just with residential. If you come to Nashville with commercial wise, you'll see cranes in the air. You know,
all the time.
You know, so many new hotels and, you know, restaurants and just different things in general that's going up. So the Nashville real estate market in general, it's booming. So if you haven't been to Nashville in the last 10 years, when you come back, you probably won't recognize the way it is now. So the Nashville that we knew back in the early 90s to now, forget about it, it's not the same place. I would even venture to say that Nashville is a mixture between Atlanta and Chicago now.
I would agree.
I would say that. So
I would agree.
It's a happening spot. So
Nashville, I mean, like I said, I you know, we pledged back in '92, and I was going up to see him and all, going to this house, and I mean, it was, you know.
Did Steph show up at Tennessee State Homecoming?
This is true.
Crazy.
Yeah. So we did all those big things, but I got an opportunity firsthand to see Nashville explode, and I think Memphis has the potential, guys. But we got to step up. I think we got some great leaders out there. I think we got some people with some progressive thinking, not necessarily politics, but progressive thinking, forward thinking, and they want to take Memphis to that next level. And we have an abundance of really great properties to take advantage of, and hopefully we get on the front end of that wave. And once the wave come down from Nashville and it hits Memphis, we're in a sweet spot. So,
well, you know, that's next for us. We about to hit it here in the Memphis.
Yes. You
know, the Memphis real estate market. So that's what we plan to do next.
Excellent. Two things. The second question I got is update us on the real estate market, but also hit on they've been bumping those interest rates up. I can remember interest rate being so low maybe a year or two ago, and now they kind of jumping up there, man. And tell us how the real estate market is, and tell us what is this interest rate doing to the real estate market?
Well, I think it's probably doing different things in different markets. In the Nashville market, it's not pausing as much as you would think because there's so many people who are in need of housing. We kind of have a housing shortage in the Nashville market, but in general, interest rates have gotten up to close to 6%. At one time, I think it was at 6%, a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But we're right under 6% right now. So it's a big difference in 3.5 and 3% that it was at one time. But yet and still, in most markets, rent is so expensive now that even if you looking to buy, you're going to come off better if you purchase than it would be than you rent it. But anyway, if you have the ability to purchase, if you're looking at purchasing, I will always say buy. I saw this post the other day that was very interesting, is that this young lady put on there that she's been paying $1,800 a month in rent, and she's been there for so many years that she's paid her landlord $108,000. When that should have been going towards her mortgage and building equity. Yeah. You know, if in fact you have the ability from the standpoint of down payment and, you know, the credit score to purchase. So I would always say buy, and I don't say that from a standpoint just because I'm a real estate agent. I'm just more so saying from a standpoint, I think everybody should own land. So it's just better for you to own land. You have your tax benefits from that, you know, and then also right now you have a lot of people who have been in their property that purchased some years ago that now that prices have gone up, they have all this equity in their house. So, people always know that your interest rate on your home is going to be lower than your credit cards and different things like that, to where if you want to do that, you know, that project in your home, the updating or whatever, it's best to borrow against your house and go out and get a personal loan or use your credit cards because the interest rates are so much better. So it's like, it's always good to buy real estate, to own land. You know, I will always say that. So that's always the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. Good answer, by the way. Thorough answer. What have you been up to since our last video?
You know, we've been busy. We've had
It's been a good year.
You know, 3 projects that we've actually built and sold since that time. We've, purchased 5 other properties that's in the works to being developed. We have one that's basically halfway there. Start drywalling tomorrow, and painting the exterior one tomorrow. Get that rolling. We have, about 2 of them down at the city getting prepared for it. So it's been good, man. It's it's my passion. I could do this all day long, all day, every day. So it's been good. Been busy. Just slowly building that business, man. It takes time. A lot of people like to get into it, to push it, to rush it, but that's just not how it's done. It takes time. You got to have a plan. You got to, have some a word I use, some stick-to-itness, to get some things done. So I just been very deliberate and, dedicated to what I'm doing. And, it's paying off for me. It's like you just can't get in this thing and think it's supposed to turn around in one day. You got to put a plan together. You got to really get it, stick with it. So myself and, investors, right, they've been happy.
Yeah. It's been fun for me. I mean, it's been fun for me to be a part of it. It's been fun for me to see the beginning, the middle, the end, to talk every day about these things. It's been a ride, man, and we had some bumpy roads, but all in all, this has been a great experience for me because, I've been, in love with real estate. Ever since probably when I was probably 17, 18 years old, and I think mine came from the fact that we always rented. Everywhere we went, we rented. And, I started going to school and getting educated about, how to build wealth. And of course, is insurance, real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, the portfolio, so to speak. And
I think people from my generation, that was kind of somewhat of the norm, that we rented. I think that our generation, that's what we did. That's what our parents did for a long period of time. And I remember my parents bought their first house, and how excited they were about it.
Right.
When they first bought it. So it's like now, you hear a lot of us, Black America talking about building generational wealth and owning property. And I think our generation has kind of broke that curse for the most part, of where we're actually owning land, buying land, even to the point to where we're investing in land. If you're not in the business, so as I am, you got a lot of people who buy land because they know that real estate pays off. It pays off. So I'm happy to see that, because for a long period of time, I have relatives and friends and people that where they rented for so long, and it's just like you just continue the cycle of not owning a piece of America.
Mm-hmm.
I mean? It's like it's just not financially healthy to do that. So it's not uncommon to hear that story.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is, when I became a broker, a real estate agent myself, insurance salesman, all those licenses and certification, while you're studying, you're actually learning about the history of this thing. And it's so important that you understand. A lot of people want a house because they hear, you should buy a house and you should do this and you should do that, but you should do your homework. Understand what that means. Understand your responsibilities. Not, it's a totally different thing. You're owning that. You are responsible for everything. Mm-hmm. So you need to do your homework and everything. But I do believe it's something about ownership. I mean, anytime somebody try to keep you from having it, has to be valuable. Yeah. Has to be. It's just like reading. When somebody tell you, keep you from reading, yeah. Historically, I mean, I think that should tell you how important it is for you to get knowledge. But, that's just my spiel. But yeah, it's been a great ride. It's been a great experience. There are nothing but big things. I'm driven, so I'm drive. He's laid back, but it's a great mixture. But I would always lean toward him because of my other businesses. It is a steady, everyday putting in that work. to build a business.
I try to call him to show him some of the things that's going on when he's been detached for a minute, to kind of give him an idea of what's happening. Because a lot of times it's just a learning experience. You know, I've been doing this for, you know, doing real estate for 13 years, been doing renovations, new builds and flips for about 11. And every single project that I do, no matter what it is, whether it's a renovation or a new build, new construction, something always happens on the job. You know, from whether it's last summer, it was how expensive lumber was and the spike in lumber to where, you know, it doubled in price.
Right.
To right now at one of our jobs, we're being slowed down because there's a drywall shortage.
Who would have thought?
So it's like, they're coming in, you know, on the trucks and on the railways and different things like that, but it's just taking time, so it slows your job down. And for every day that I'm not doing something, I'm losing money from a standpoint, because I'm not being productive. Not actually losing money, but I'm not being productive. I'm just not one day closer to putting the product out on the market.
Right. And the longer it takes you to put it out to the market,
you take the chance in the market turning, which could be good or bad.
Right.
You know, and so you can have it to where the market changes, and where what you originally thought a particular project would be worth when you finished it, it could be one thing, but by the time you got on the market, it's changed.
Oh, yeah.
And here, you know, recently we've had just the opposite, because of the market in Nashville. You know, it's just gone up, you know, but you can't just assure yourself that's going to be the case all the time. So you got to be swift, diligent with it, day-to-day pushing, getting things done. And so now what I'm really hoping is that the materials that we meet are in on time, you know. Like
I've been through I call it, I'm going to call it something else, but I can remember we had a wood shortage. Now dry wood, come on, man.
Yeah, it's like, it's like I can't even put the walls up in the house because
I was like,
the drywall.
Y'all, drywall is,
it's crazy. That's what we are.
But anyway, on to the next questions. What's the difference? This is something that's educational, because I'm getting in with him, and then I think last year we did one where we had the shovel picture. That was a brand new. That was not a flip. You feel what I'm saying? So to help the youngins out here that's paying attention to you, what's the difference between a flip and a renovation? And give them some example, because I know they're watching and looking at our pictures out here of what we've done regarding that.
I think a flip to me is when you go into a house and you basically just aesthetically change the look, meaning that you paint, you change plumbing fixtures, you change light fixtures.
Right.
You may take down a wall, to kind of open a room up some. You may change out the tile that's in there, and you may change the flooring, rip old carpet out, or sand the floors down and restain them. So that's more of a flip. You just really aesthetically changing it. I've never really gotten to the flips. I've done more renovations. So I've done more renovations where I gut the whole house out, add an addition onto it to make the house larger. See, this is one of the things I believe in is I don't like doing any projects that's not at least a 3-2. And what a 3-2 means is that it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, because that's the most sought after project. So property that anyone's looking to buy. So my thought process is that when someone comes into one of my projects, it may not fit their family, but no one's not gonna really like what it is that I'm doing. Right. So that's my goal whenever I do a project. I also build properties based off of what I know women like. Closet space, for being easy for people to get to what's necessary. But a renovation is more of when you actually tear down walls, add on to it, gut everything out, change everything. So really, a renovation is really a newer product.
All brand new. It's brand new.
Than it is when you're just doing a flip and you're just changing out things.
Yeah, the one that Kylan did, you guys saw those pictures that we put out. Kylan did a flip. If that's a great example.
We're proud of Colin, man.
Congratulations, my man, Colin.
Colin
Big
Jones,
big dog.
Yeah, man, doing his thing. I'm proud of him, man. He's as a driven young man, and we point into him because we want to see him do big things. So
yeah. I'm getting old, man. I got him and Tyler doing this thing. Colin, I am so proud of you, man. He's finished his product. He basically got a tenant in and refinanced. He's doing the Burr project to it, and I mean it's really going well, and I'm quite proud of him.
What can he do what's next?
And he's about to go do his thing out of the country and celebrate with an umbrella drink, and he's gonna come back and we're gonna do it all over again, man. Rinse and repeat. I got one more question for you. I'm probably gonna talk a little bit longer, of course, since I got more, because I'm piggybacking off the thing with Colin. For those future Collins or those Collins out there in the world who are considering getting into the real estate market, what would you or how would you recommend, or what would you recommend for them to determine the process by which they would go into this?
Well, I'm going to speak first about if you want to be a realtor, and then I'll speak about if you want to develop or build properties. If you want to be a realtor, there's a lot of people that's getting into real estate. And I think one of the things that people don't take into consideration is how much of a financial responsibility it takes to be a realtor. It's not just going out and just selling a home or putting a sign in the yard. Like there are a lot of fees that you have to pay, a lot of studying you have to do if you're going to be dedicated and really be good at what you're doing. TV, which I think has helped the real estate market a lot. So it's all positive about that, but I think it gives a false impression of what you can do. Because you can go out there and be motivated by it, but you have to generate clients, and whatever your market is, whatever your strategy is going to be, you have to really be dedicated to doing that and generating clients or whatever, because the bottom line is that real estate is 100% commission based. So there is no paid PTO. There is no money that's being paid if you're not closing. And the other thing you have to take into consideration is that you could get a client, and if that client doesn't go through with it and sell their property, or if they don't buy anything, you could get all the way to the 11th hour, and if they don't sign those documents, there is no commission coming your way.
So you don't work, you don't hunt,
right?
You don't eat.
So you got to be really serious about doing this, because it's almost like you only eat what you kill, right?
Right.
So you have to be serious about it.
And the fees still coming.
Yeah.
Whether you eat, whether you hunt, the fees still are due.
Yeah. And so when those fees come, and you have to pay those, and you have monthly fees from the local MLS, you have fees from National Association of Realtors, and all that different thing. The other thing is that people don't understand is that there's continual education that you have to take. Things, code of ethics, and things like that you have to do to keep your license, updated and staying, abreast of what's necessary, what's expected of you, and your fiduciary duties to your buyers and your sellers. This is no game. So you have to be serious about it. And that's about being a realtor. And there is a difference between being a real estate agent and a realtor. So there is a difference. As far as being a developer or a builder, I mean, you have to get some financial backing to do that. Because buying properties, especially in the Nashville area, it's ridiculous. I compare Nashville to Memphis a lot, and a lot of properties that I initially buy off the market, they're like anywhere between 80 and 100,000 less here in Memphis. So you got to have real money to be doing this in Nashville, and so my investors are really good, to be able to do this. So you got to have some backing to be able to do it. You got to do some studying, some reading. You got to have some collateral, to get into it. But once you get into it and get it to rolling, it's a great thing. It's a great thing. So I would recommend anyone to get into the real estate market in some type of capacity, but just know that there is work into it, and at times it could be an all day thing. You know, you have some people tell you, well, you know, you take this vacation here and there. Even when you're on vacation, your phone is ringing. You know, I'm on vacation. There are people back home that I'm checking in with to make sure concrete is being poured the correct way. You know, to make sure that the roofing is being put on homes, that the paint color that I actually chose has actually been put on the house. So it's not like you could just turn it off. You know, it's an all day thing. And saw this video on Instagram the other day where this gentleman said being cheap is expensive.
Ooh.
And what he meant by that is basically when you're doing these renovations or you're doing these flips or building homes, you get different bids from different people if you don't have a set crew that give you quotes on these houses and to do the work. And a lot of people be thinking, well, you know, I got this tile work, I need to put up someone close to be $4,000, $6,500, and $8,000, and you automatically like, well, I want to pay the $4,500. But what ends up happening is if that $4,500 guy doesn't know what he's doing, if you go back to the $8,000 guy, if he has a corrective work that the $4,500 guy did, he may come back to you and say, well, now it's $10,000. And you're like, well, wait a minute, you
quoted me 8.
I said you just quoted me 8.
Yeah.
Well, now I got to correct what the guy did that was $4,500, right?
Right.
And so because now he got to correct the work, so it's expensive to be cheap or try to save dollars where it's not really necessary, or where I don't recommend you trying to save money, because you want to make sure that the core of your property is solid.
And I mean, I think it's a great idea, great answer. I think Colin, you know, getting the right contractors, be it plumbing, electrical, carpentry. He ran into a few people who were, you know, they saw him being young and they wanted to take advantage of him, and they did piss poor work, you know, for a lack of a better word. And guess what? That work still got to get done, but it also reflects when it's time to reappraise. It also reflects when someone comes in and take a look at your property. You want the product to look like something, like a craftsman actually did the work. So
just like we told Colin in the very beginning, that, you know, you're gonna have people, and this is for everybody that's starting in the real estate game. You have to do that's why I'm saying you have to be a student of what you're doing, because if you bring in someone who is shady and doing business, they can smell when you green a mile away. They can see it all on you, right? Yeah. So you have to make sure that you know what you're doing. And the great thing that's good about the young people that's out there is, because there are other people that call on me to ask questions all the time, is that you ask questions. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, a lot of people, it's like, I can just go do it, you know, because in my past career, my past job, I was a manager, I was a director.
I did it.
Yeah, I was good at this. Well, that don't translate completely to what you're doing. Like, I was in corporate America for 15 years prior to starting in my real estate career, you know, while I was in operations management. And it did assist me in some ways, but there was no way with those things completely prepare me for what I had to go. I had to learn all over again what I was doing. So there's no shame in that, but you have to really do your due diligence. You have to read, you have to, you know, learn and watch and ask questions to get better at that. Otherwise, you will run into those situations where people are trying to get over on you, and that's just the growing pains.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, just to piggyback on what he said, man, when you go into business for yourself, you work 24 hours a day. I don't know who has put this information out there that entrepreneur is easier than a job.
Nah. There is no fallback. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like,
let me tell you something. I have a job, and I have been an entrepreneur. He knows. I believe in entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur by just my DNA.
You kind of mentioned that in the last video.
Yeah,
that we actually have kind of
swap roles and everything. But guess what? This thing grows. I got to say goodbye because this is something that I enjoy, but I understand what it takes. You are the marketing department. You the sales department. You the communications department. You the finance department.
Yeah.
You know, you everything. You got to figure out when something goes wrong. They're not calling human resource. You the human resource department.
There is no one that's going to take care of your business like you're going to take care of your business. All entrepreneurs out there understand what I mean. You know, you can get staff and you can get people that can back you up, but at the same time, you know, it's not.
The final decision is yours.
And that passion relies on you.
Right.
You
and
know,
it's good to, that's why I say, every person you come in contact with is a potential customer, is a potential vendor, is a potential partner, is a potential everything to your business. You have to go in my opinion, you know, and I was in business while I was in college when I met him. And I took care and I was able to pay for myself and my car and my bills and everything. And then 20 years old.
All your partners remember the cleaners, right?
Man, what? Everybody remembers Kaylin's Fine Cleaners. Shout out to my daughter, Kaylin of Dallas. Go check out her channel. But yeah, y'all got to understand. And let me tell you something. I don't deter anybody. I believe entrepreneurship is what makes this country so great. That's why other people from other parts of the world come to America. They come to America to get a piece of the pie. The piece of the pie is an opportunity. Now, you don't come to America with the mindset that it's going to give it to you. They come with the work ethic and the drive to continuously focus and do everything this man has done, that I have done, to get what it is that they want. This is not for the meek.
Yeah, I mean, there were times when I first started real estate and I first got into real estate, leaving from corporate America, you know, you be somewhere for a long time when you're used to that, you know, every week, every
that
2
check,
weeks.
that 2 weeks check.
15th and the 30th, you know, first and the 15th check that you get
Yeah.
when you become an entrepreneur, it don't come. And it make you second guess what you're doing, but it's a conversation that we had before we got on film is that you gotta be steadfast, you gotta stay the course. Because sometimes we won't, you know, we're in a society now where instantly we can get everything, right?
Right.
But they always say that when you're starting a business, you don't really start seeing the fruits of your labor until after 5 years.
Right.
Right? So you have to stay with it, but we want, because we see it on TV, you know, it's like we tell some of the mentors that we talk to, it's like you go look at a football game on Sunday, and they show you the finished product of all the preparations they put in all week long, or what they've done their whole life that you don't see on camera. You just see the finished product. You know, Steph Curry shot hundreds of thousands of shots to be as good as he is now shooting the basketball. Well, that's the same thing with anything else you do. You have to have repetition in what you do. You have to get used to certain things. You got to take notes. You got to study. You got to stay in there.
You have to humble yourself.
Yeah.
When you make a mistake and you look at it, you have to learn from it and just keep going forward.
Yeah.
You make a mistake, you know, on that last house we did, man, it was a first one we ever did with a basement. And my God.
It was some challenges with that. But just know this, you know, it's like you see this on Instagram all the time, is that you said, you know, I either win or I learn.
Yeah, it is.
Because a lot of people talking about taking L's, right?
Ain't no such
well,
thing.
I don't believe in those L's, because I only believe an L comes when you're actually not learning, when things don't come your way.
And that's why they call it an L.
That's when you let.
You take an L when you don't learn.
So if you're repeating that same
Man.
issue, then that's when you're taking the L. But that L is really on you, because you haven't learned from it, right? So when you doing something, like in all 11 years that I've been doing houses, I've never had a drywall shortage, right? But what do you do about that? So if you have multiple projects going on at one time, and you have a warehouse full of product or you know, storage area full of product, you may store some, but I can't store 200 pieces of drywall.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can't
yet.
Right. You can't really plan for that, because the market dictates a lot of things,
Very
right?
much so.
But you still got to stick to it.
You got to, and you got to you got to be able to pivot. You know, you got to be able to pivot. So it is something to it, man. And I'm proud of this guy. I said it a year ago. We still friends and we still doing business together. So, he came to town. I'll be back up. We got you saw that picture with us standing outside looking like HGTV, two new hosts of our new show.
That's what he said. I'm just being.
Hold up. That's what I got from people. They were like, that is a great picture.
Yeah.
And but
that was never even the purpose behind it.
It
right?
wasn't. It really wasn't. It was
Yeah.
all organic. So let's get that understood.
It was all
It was all organic, but I'm talking about the feedback. I don't say it. I might say it because I'm, shameless plug. I'm the shameless plug guy. But I'm getting the feedback from people who actually saw the picture and was like, wow, y'all look like a promo to, a HGTV because the way we were looking or whatever.
Well, the two of us, Paris is Mr. Energy.
All day.
So that's not, I'm just really a strategic, numbers-minded guy. And I just stay the course of just getting something done. That's just my thing, right?
Right.
But Paris is like, boom, 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 boom. That's his energy. That's his way. And I'm just really
steady as you go.
Yeah, that's just me. That's how I am.
That's all right. That's all right. So, it's just like double dutch. One got to go this way, and you start doing that thing. I'm probably bad.
And I'll tell you this is the truest thing, and I really didn't know this back until this happened. Me and my God are the truest form of yin and yang. It's craziest thing, but it's the truth.
It is.
That's probably why we can coexist, because of the exact same thing.
And it's also, it's a respect thing, but it's also, I'm not trying to, he not trying to change my energy, and I ain't trying to change his energy. I ain't trying, it is what it is. We gonna bump heads because we human beings, but it's just like with my other best friend, Reginald White,
One thing, Reg White.
Shout out.
What's going on, good brother?
Me and his wife started Emerge Church Memphis. Y'all check it out. It was really, you got three personalities. And my thing is, I'm a team first person. That's what I'm about. I'm about team. I don't have to be the head. I can be the tail. I can be the middle. And so he can be the tail. He can be the middle. He can be the head. So we adjust as we go. This is my platform right here, But I'm humble enough to give it over to him and say, man, we're gonna do this about you.
Well, we invest in each other,
right? But that's what it is. But it's putting the egos to the side, It's just like Shaq and Kobe. How many rings those dudes could have got if their egos when they got in the way? You feel me?
They did pretty good still.
Oh Lord, have mercy. We'll talk about that off the air. But like I said before, kudos to you, man. Success to another successful year. Let's go for 100 more successful years. I'm gonna be 125. So let's shoot for it. Let's do some big things. Let me get some shameless plugs out. We got that big house that we're working on, man. I'm excited about it. I can't wait till y'all see the color. I can't wait to see how huge. I think it's probably just the biggest. I think this may be the biggest house I have been a part of. Of course, he's done, other projects, but for me, this is the biggest project that I've been a part of. I thank him for being, for allowing me to be a part of this. Uncut Gems, it is, bananas. I'm so grateful. I am so thankful. It is such a blessing to be able to work with good people like him. I'm partners up with my sister. I'm partnered up with Pastor Reginald White. I'm partners up with a few companies here, and I am grateful, man. Last but not least, check us out. I'm probably going to do a video with my sister, Chef Reagan Phillips. We got a restaurant coming, opening up this fall, 2022. I pray that it does, but me and her bumping heads about the start date because she don't want to have an opening. I know she get mad at me. She doesn't want to have an opening during the cold months. What we're going to do, wait till next year? Mm-hmm. But nevertheless, she's the chef. I'm the guy in the back that's make sure I stir the Kool-Aid up or whatever. That's coming out. Uncut Gems, I got a green screen coming in. I got the black screen today for my guy because I wanted to see what it looked like with a jet black thing and see what this looked like, see what his, and I know we're going to have some people that's going to say something crazy, but we ain't studying y'all. We doing this thing. We waiting on that. Go ahead.
We got some things coming up. So I'll be giving some updates on the current property that we're doing, and I actually got something going that I haven't even informed Paris about yet. So I'll just go ahead and announce it here. We're gonna show a video of the first property that we've demoed completely down, and we're gonna start the new build process on it. So we're gonna show some video of my crew with my builder, William Bradley, amazing builder. That we demoed a property. We're about to, and on this actual property, it's going to be the largest property that we've ever built. It's going to be even larger than but it's going to be a good one. And we have 2 other properties that we're going to do the exact same way. And we're looking at buying and expanding, and hopefully this time next year we'll be telling you guys about a $1 million property that we're going to build. So, yeah.
Big time. I just want, like I said, I'm just holding on and investing and being a part of some big things, man. And it's so much fun. It's tough, it's hard work, but if you got the right attitude, just like going to work every day, man, you can have your days, but it's all about, I get to do this. I don't care how tough it is. I get a chance to go to work. There's a lot of people that's unemployment. I get a chance to open up a restaurant. A lot of people don't get that opportunity. I get a chance to work with my best friend doing something that I love to do and love to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? Everybody I get to do this. So me and him bump heads. It don't mean anything to me because I get to do this. It's not I got to do this. I get to do this. And that's my approach to everything in life. Also, me and my sister own a company by the name of Med Clean. So if you need any commercial cleaning out there, give us a shout out. Send me a inbox and let us know. So I got 3 or 4 things. He's a mogul with this thing. I wished if I had my own way, those things that I'm doing are wonderful. I love my job. I love the restaurant. But real estate is in my heart. Passion. So it is. If I could take all the money, and which I'm probably gonna do, is take all the money that I get from over here and be doing it with, you get what I'm saying? Because it's just like my sister. We do this other stuff because her passion is food and presentation and entertainment and fine dining. That's her thing. That's her passion. Well, I just like to eat it.
Parrish asked me a question about what I would what type of advice I would give to someone that wants to get into business. You have to be about the work, because behind the work, if you're doing good work, you're being diligent about the work, you're being a professional about your work, you're giving people a quality product. The payoff for that will come. He'll tell you that I'll be so into the project that I don't even think about the money part, because I've already set out what it's going to cost us, what it costs us to purchase the property, what it's going to cost us to develop it. The money's going to come, but you have to be about the work. To all young people, put in the work. Don't be afraid to work, to be about your business, stay at it, because one thing's for sure, if you don't stay at it and be about the work, there is no benefit coming if you're not willing to do that. I don't even worry about the money because I know it's going to be something at the end of it. This is not even why I got into it. Real estate is really, really my passion. I actually thought that being in corporate America was my passion, and
he said that
turned out to not be the case. It's one of those things where you say you make plans and God laughing at you.
Yeah, man.
So he pulled me directly out of that,
man.
And got me into this because he knew exactly what my heart was. But more than anything else, just be about your work, and that didn't even have to be just for real estate. That's for anybody out there, for all the new college, high school graduates, college graduates. Be about your work, be about your business, be professional, have business etiquette, speak to people the right way, carry yourself and your business the right way so people can respect what you're doing. It's one thing I always say is for all the trades, all the subcontractors, all the other realtors that I work with, it's like people pick up the phone when I call because they know how I carry my business. The people that do work for me, they know I pay. It's like you have to be really diligent about what it is you're doing and have a high level of respect for your business. Otherwise, people don't believe in you. They don't want to do business with you. So that's the biggest thing. You have to really be about the business and the work. And I'll leave it at that, good brother.
All right. Well, we're coming up on 45 minutes. It's your boy, Parrish Oglesby with Cut. Oh boy. Jill.
People be easy.
Yo.